Hey everyone, it's Connor here from Durham Hearing Specialists. I hope you're doing well, and welcome back to a very interesting case, this one. A couple of videos ago I uploaded a cholesteatoma case, and I'll link it down in the description box below so you can have a look. But a cholesteatoma is essentially a sort of growing mass of dead skin which is invading the middle ear space behind the eardrum, and basically that needs an operation to be removed. And we've had several questions asking, can you show us like a post-op ear? What would an ear look like after the cholesteatoma has been removed? And this is a very nice example of that. So obviously every surgery is different, every ear is different. This is not the patient that I showed in the cholesteatoma video. But I thought I would show it because it's quite a beautiful case actually. You know, the attic is nice and exposed. You know, the bone above the eardrum, which we call the scutum, it's like a, which is Latin, it's like a scutum is like a Roman shield. The scutum has been taken away, and I'm gonna pause it here. That's a good frame-ish. I'll pause it there. So this, I mean, it's a highly abnormal looking ear. I'm going to show you a normal ear just for context so you can see the difference. There's also effusion behind this eardrum, which is not good. So that's a normal looking ear. You can see the eardrum, this kind of oval shape, is kind of a lovely greyish blue colour. It's the same colour all the way around. And the area above the eardrum, which is this kind of beige pinkish stuff, that's also smooth. You know, there's no obvious kind of, it's not been hollowed out clearly. Whereas when we look at our ear here, again, I'll pause it when the shot is good, but I'll pause it here. So as you can see, the area above the eardrum, it's just all been taken away. You know, so the scutum, that bone, is missing. And typically in the attic region above the eardrum, what you have to imagine is behind the eardrum, there's like a cavity. It's not all filled in. There's this air-filled cavity containing the middle ear bones and such. And the area above the eardrum, we typically call the attic region, or like behind the bone, behind the scutum, I guess you could call that Prussic space or the hypertympanum. It goes by a few different names. But that is normally where cholesteatoma forms. And so it's not surprising that the scutum has had to be taken away, and you know, various other surgeries have taken place, obviously. In fact, I'll unpause it here. You know, I would probably say that there's been a heck of a lot of reconstruction that's, you know, very clever reconstruction that's gone on to make this ear look more normal. But my guess is that cholesteatoma had sort of, you know, gone in and been invasive into the middle ear space, and the surgeon has gone in and basically, you know, cleared it all out, and he's had no choice but to remove the scutum. Or it's quite possible that the cholesteatoma had already eroded the scutum. So I'm going to pause it here again, and we'll have a look again. I'll get a good shot again. I just need to get a good frame. That's probably a good frame. I'll pause it there. What's also really cool is that you can see the head of the malleus. So see that little kind of ball and stick? That's quite normal when you look at an eardrum. We call that the handle of the malleus. And most people think that that's it. That's the first bone of the middle ear, but that's merely the handle. And the actual head of the malleus is sort of like that kind of bulbous thing that you can see there, and then that attaches onto the incus, which attaches onto the stapes and so on. So, but you can't usually see it because it's hidden by the scutum. I'm not entirely sure what that thing is there. Is that the chorda tympani? Possibly, although that usually passes behind the handle of the malleus. I'm not really sure what that is. But also, again, I'll unpause it, and you can get kind of a shot of the drum. I'm going to pause it like sort of around here, maybe. There, right, I'm going to pause it there. You can clearly see, so see that little kind of, looks like a kind of bubble or balloon. That's probably just a thinned area of the eardrum. But notice it's got kind of like a straw coloured, it's got a very distinctive yellowish browny kind of straw coloured tinge to it, and also the eardrum down there as well. That's a very clear sign that behind the eardrum there's loads of glue or mucosal discharge, like thick mucus basically. And again, perhaps not overly surprising, because again, a lot of cholesteatomas are as a result of, you know, very chronic kind of long-term eustachian tube dysfunction. So again, this patient, although the cholesteatoma is gone, clearly the ear is not normal, and this patient needs further attention. So I'm going to unpause again. So this patient, you know, despite having the cholesteatoma removed and everything else, they still need ENT. So that's a bit of a bummer. But anyway, that's, you know, a very good example of what a post-op ear might look like. You know, I mean, I guess that's quite a neat small one, really. But again, some of the videos that we've shown on the channel, like the case with the granulation tissue, which I'll also link below, that mastoid cavity is just gigantic, you know, unexplainably large. And you don't really know what the heck you're looking at half the time. Whereas this one, you can kind of clearly see the anatomy. So there we go. Hope you found that video interesting. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments section below, and I will try my very best to get back to you. And of course, I will see you guys on the next video.